Gandang gabi po sa lahat. This is Coach Linin Hu, empowering Pinoys, especially the 40s and above to rebuild their health by gaining muscles. Kamusta po? Yung meals natin tonight, kasi insakto po. Saktong-sakto kasi pag-uusapan natin the worst foods that you must avoid if you want to take good care of your health, if you want to protect your muscles for optimal health, you must avoid or at least minimize all these foods that we are about to share. Kamusta po yung workout natin? Let me know from the comment section below. One of the things that I like to do every time we have our live no is to greet your wonderful names. And of course, if you don't have the ebook yet, now we have this ebook completely free. We have two kinds of ebook. One is for our low carbon fasting. If you want a guide for free, if you don't have any idea how to start your low carb journey, this might be your sign. So message mo ako sa page ko. This is my page, Coach Linin Hu, and I will give to you your ebook completely free. Or maybe you need some food guide and you want, sometimes when we search in the internet, there are many resources and sometimes confusing siya. And sometimes no, yung mga meal plan na binibigay, it's in different country, different po na culture. We need a guy that is Filipino. So this food here that we're giving from the Worth the Grind is Filipino-based meal. So let me know. Message nyo po ako sa page ko and I will give it to you completely free. I hope my reception there is okay. Hello po sa mga live viewers natin. Yung facial features natin ng iba today because Coach Nins, I'm so happy to share it to you that we're able to finish the Spartan race last Saturday lang. So, of course, fueled by our advocacy here and high protein plus fasting na approach, muscle-centric po yan, ay the race started at around 12:30. Wala pa akong kinain. All throughout the day, 16 or 18 hours yung fasting ko. I had my coffee at saka yung XS energy drink, no, which has 10 calories. And then I ran my race for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. I was able to finish 5K run plus 20 obstacles. And praise the Lord for that. No major injury, only fun at saka excitement. Hoping to see you there sa mga upcoming natin na Spartan race events. I am visioning. I have this vision that we will have that the same na adventure at saka challenge for our modern adults at saka seniors. So let's hope that we can have our own race specifically for our movement for 40s and above. Hello po sa mga live viewers natin. Hello to you, Ma'am Marisa Hambulos. Kamusta po tayo dyan, ma'am? Hello to you, as always, Ma'am Teresa Di Pamailo. Hello to you, Ma'am Carmelita Soralbo. Of course, we have here, Ma'am Debbie Paragas. Good evening to you, ma'am. Of course, we have here, Ma'am Mary Valencia. Good evening to you, ma'am. Also, Maria Nunez. Good evening sa iyo, ma'am. Magandang gabi din sa inyo, Ma'am Mila Hendev. A good evening watching from Bongao, Thai. Okay. Hello to you, Ma'am Miriam, as always, watching from CDO. Ma'am Nerissa Jimenez, as always. Yes, good evening to you, ma'am. Ma'am Betty Revi Casilak, of course, Ma'am Ligaya, as always, happy. Ganda ng faces. Actually, na sunburn tayo na kasi how many hours siya nagbilad sa araw. Gandang gabi sa inyo, Tita Press. Kamusta po yung workout natin? Yes, thank you, Ma'am Ligaya. Thank you po, Ma'am Mary. Thank you, Ma'am Cabs. And hello to you, Sir Wilfred Nacional. Of course, Nat. Okay, good evening to you, ma'am. And of course, we have here Teluj Askanol. Napakagandang name po yan. Napaka-unique. Ma'am Rufina, thank you to you, ma'am. And of course, Ma'am Gloria, thank you for your great na affirmation. Ma'am Gemma Makasa, Ma'am Rufina Diaz.
Yes.
Good evening to you, Ma'am Vanji Mercado, watching from Bohol. And of course, Jocelyn Elpedes, happy, healthy night to everyone. Yes, Ma'am El Epihina Tayamen. Good evening to you, Ma'am Lourdes. And hello to you, Ma'am Juliet, one of my amazing students then, very active sa workout and both sa work niya, holding a very high position. Juliet Gumpal, Ma'am Fe Rosales at saka si Ma'am Tess Gao. And there you have it. Ano, alam niyo ba, when it comes to meals natin today, napaka-ironic. Kasi we're living in a fast-pacing na industry. And gone were the days, no, industrial times na yung mga tao, we don't have, during 100 years from now, they don't have this access that we're having. Like we have refrigerator, we have food panda, we have this easy access to unlimited food, tama? But in the past, they don't have that kind of access. And that's why, although we are advancing in technology, in medicine, and in science, it's quite ironic na yung health is declining in a very fast pace. So how can we deal with this? There's some form of disconnect between our advancement with science at saka yung health natin. More than, more needed siya than ever before that we must educate ourselves when it comes to health. So these are the foods, very, very simple. And this food that usually are offered to us, usually most of the time, okay, when we go out, when we dine out. So just to give you an idea, no, we want to deal when it comes to food that are unhealthy. The one thing that we must look at is what we call chronic inflammation. Okay. Chronic inflammation, in some form, inflammation is okay. That's why when you work out, there is what we call inflammation. So signals yan for our body to grow at saka to adjust. But if it's prolonged, that's what we call chronic. And of course, if chronic na siya, it will start break down your muscle. And not only that, it will also disrupt your immune system and many, many more. Most of the metabolic diseases that we're having right now are triggered because of chronic inflammation. So we must deal with this, no? The inflammation that's happening in our body so that we can build muscle in a healthy way because the number one goal that we want to achieve in our health is to be healthy. Tama? We want to be healthy so that now we can live a simpler at saka easier life because if you are sick, life is hard. But if you're healthy and strong, life is simpler and easier. So chronic inflammation. So this food that I'm about to share to you are mostly inflammatory. So we want to deal with that up front. Number two is what we call low nutrient profile. So when it comes to our food, we must select food that are dense with nutrients. That's why we look into the labels, diba? Kasi we want not just calories, we want nutrients. We are eating not just for our taste buds. We want to replenish our body because if our body is replenished, your body can function well and can serve you well. So two criteria lang when it comes to unhealthy. If it triggers chronic inflammation at saka pangalawa, if it has low nutrient profile. Okay? So I'm sure some of you already know ano yung mga pagkain na to. Okay? So number one, we have here refined sugar. Refined sugar. So we all know if you're in low carb community, refined sugar, of course, we have this one because it disrupts what we call the leptin resistance. Take a look at the usual na mga pagkain that is high in refined sugar. We have, for example, donuts. So grabe yung leptin resistance niya. It gives you less satisfaction. That's why you will eat more. Tama? So one donut sometimes won't give us satisfaction. 2, 3, 4, 5 donuts for some people. So this one is kind of not just inflammatory but also dangerous. Kasi if you go above or excess ng kinakain mo, of course, we know it will lead to gaining of fat. So we want to get rid of fat as much as possible, di ba? So refined sugar, of course, for some of you, you have what we call the tendency for sweet. May ganun tayong tinatawag na sweet craving. So for some, you don't want to drastically change your lifestyle. For some of you may want to go for alternatives lang muna. So refined sugar, what are the alternatives in low carb community? We have stevia. So for maybe for some of you, you are used to 3-in-1 coffee or maybe having your coffee with sugar at saka dense na milk, no? So if you want to start a new lifestyle, don't do it drastically. You may want to slowly adjust. So from 3-in-1 maybe na kape, you may want to switch to black coffee plus stevia. So slowly but sure at saka steady na steps lang. So again, refined sugar cause inflammation, in which in the long run will contribute to what we call chronic inflammation. So if it's chronic, it starts to break down muscle mass. It won't help your body to recover. That's why for some of us who are highly dependent on refined sugar, no, they call it as their source of energy. It could be dangerous kasi it may lead to chronic inflammation, and it could lead to joint problems. It could lead to some form of muscle pain. So we want to get rid of that as much as possible. So that's number one. And number two, very, very important to know that artificial trans fat is not okay. We must avoid this as much as possible at all times, avoid at check a limit. So the thing about artificial trans fat is this is the process of adding what we call the hydrogen into the atoms, especially in oils. Usually present po to sa oils, especially vegetable oil. Naalala ko when I was younger. Kasi when you look at oils, no, when I was not informed yet about low carb at saka yung inflammatory na mga pagkain at saka yung mga oils, kasi yung mga oils, they are marketed as vegetable because it gives yung automatic at saka instant na feeling that it's healthy. Kasi 'di ba, vegetables are usually associated with healthy living. 'Di ba? If you're eating vegetables, you're eating. So these oils are labeled as vegetable oil so that we have this impression that we're choosing a healthier option. So for this one, alam niyo ba na yung vegetable oil, they contain what we call hydrogen atoms. And it has been used mostly in the industries para po for profit increase. Kasi when you put yung artificial trans fat in a form of vegetable oil, it can increase shelf life. And of course, yung shelf life na is if matagal siya, what will happen? Of course, you can preserve it well. Yung yung shelf life, yeah, will avoid, of course, for business owners to avoid losses. So it has been used for business purposes then, for profit purposes. And that's why we have to know ano po yung mga meals or mga pagkain that are, usually common po ito. So usually you can see this with meals na merong margarine, usually mga even fried at saka bake, they usually put vegetable oils on that. That's why you have to read the label. At saka, minsan ka pala, just so you know, it's not just enough to read the label. Diba? Kasi there are hidden terms na ginagamit so that we won't see anong nilalagay nila sa pagkain. So, sometimes it's kind of tricky, to depend lang on label. And that's why for some of us, we would like to depend on our own prepared na meals kasi we can at least monitor anong ginalagay natin ng mga oils dyan especially. No? So that's number 2, artificial trans fat. And let's go to number 3, processed meat. Now, for some of us, we might think it's okay to eat meat. Yes, it's totally okay. But what kind of meat? So when it comes to processed meats, so there are many kinds, no, on how you can process meats. There's a process called salting, curing, at saka smoking din. But the thing about this has been used so that yung shelf life niya, again, para mag-increase, you can stock this sa fridge mo. That's why when you go to grocery store, napakaraming options nandyan. Mayroong tocino, mayroong chorizo, mayroong longganisa, ano pa yung mga highly processed meat. Of course, that's for the economic purposes then to preserve yung shelf life niya. But the thing about this, it's high in levels of nitrates. Yung nitrates po, it has components that are both carcinogenic, meaning it contributes to developing cancer, at saka inflammatory siya. So, carcinogenic at saka highly inflammatory. So that is why, from time to time, of course, for some of us, hot dogs is part of your first meal sa mga kids especially, no? Nuggets, no? Meron tayo dyan, meron tayong chorizo. So this one should be limited kasi if we want to take good care of our health, we must know ano po yung both nutrient dense at saka hindi po siya inflammatory. So number three is processed meat. So the healthiest option will be go for real whole food, and that's why when you go sa grocery store, nandyan sa parati sa gilid, no? Sa outer aisle ng grocery. So you go there, merong fish, merong pork, merong chicken, merong eggs, merong beef. These are the good options for us if you want to be healthy at saka build muscle at the same time. So that's number three, processed meat. Number four, we have alcohol. Alcohol. Now, we all know alcohol is toxin. And that is why if you place this one on your body will be busy, no, excreting at saka releasing yung alcohol out of your body. So, this is the process what we call again siya sa process na natural system natin against the immune cells natin. Kasi ito yung principle niya lang. When you consume alcohol, especially if it's excess, it's interfering what we call sa immune cells natin. Of course, immune cells regulate yung healthy cells natin, protecting against yung mga foreign invaders, no, sa katawan natin. So that's our system to protect against foreign invaders. So what happens if you place excess alcohol? Yung natural process po ng immune system natin will be disrupted. Ma-interfere po siya. So ano mangyari? Kasi yung excess alcohol, of course, it can trigger oxidative stress. And there are process to that. So two things to remember when it comes to excess alcohol. There will be imbalance between free radicals. Okay, when I say free radicals, it can damage your cells. And the opposite would be antioxidant. So the antioxidant is the opposite of free radicals, which can protect your cells. So what happens? There will be imbalance. Okay, so yung the free radicals tataas, yung antioxidant bababa. And that is why we have, you know, symptoms na after you drink a lot, yung immune system mo bababa, you're prone to fever, hangover, kasi your system has been drowned by this cells. So we have to balance all those things. That's why we have to limit, okay, alcohol. Now, I'm not that kind of coach or guy to say don't, or don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. My approach is always to prioritize yung mga habits that can add positive at saka can add up to your health. Let's focus on what can build your health up. Kasi for some of us, we might focus on the negative na don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. It's more of a mindset that is from limitation or restriction. Although we have some form of restriction because we want to be healthy, yes. But the more we focus on that, our system is more, hindi na natin ma-enjoy, or what we call, yung katawan natin, yung mindset natin is revolving around the avoidance of something. Instead, let's focus on the things that we can control. So such as exercise, eating protein, sleep, no, at saka stress management. These four things can give you the optimal health. And this optimal health can take good care if there will be days na hindi natin ma-put into right thing yung mga habit na gusto natin. Okay, so for example, if you're healthy, kunwari you prioritize your sleep, stress management, yung protein mo at saka workout, there will be times din kasi in this life happens. So I'm not advocating drinking alcohol. By all means, of course, we must limit it. But of course, reality would strike in that there will be days that maybe your colleague or maybe your boss would ask you to drink. Now, it's up to you. You may say no and you may say yes, but it all depends on you. But what if you take good care all these four areas, yung sleep, stress management, yung workout mo at saka yung nutrients mo, whether you say yes or no, okay, your body is okay. Kasi your body is flexible. But if you say yes, pero hindi mo na take good care to, yung four areas, what will happen to your body? It's different from the habit or from the position na if you take good care all these four, yung body mo maka-adjust at saka maka-adapt. Diba? So, that's always a principle. What we call the calculated freedom. You have the freedom to say yes or no, but at least your body will take good care of you. So, that's the principle. Always take good care of the basic things because if you take good care of that, your body will take good care of you. That's number four, alcohol. And last but not the least, we have here what we call refined oils. So, kanina medyo connected to sa diniscuss natin na artificial trans fat. Of course, one of which is vegetable oil. But of course, when it comes to that, not just vegetable oil, you may want to, kasi yung vegetable oil has many names. So you may want to go for oils na that will not trigger inflammation in our body, such as coconut oil at saka olive oil. So very popular in our community sa low carb and fasting. So refined oils, these are what we call sunflower oil. We have soya, okay, soybean oil. We also have sunflower canola. So as much as possible, we must avoid this four. The reason why it's not good because of course it goes through several process, heat process usually. So literally talaga there's inflammation with that kasi by its own product lang yung base product kasi ng vegetable oil, soybean, sunflower, canola, it does not taste good. So for it to be marketed well, para ma-consume siya well, na-go through siya several process, which these processes are not healthy kasi it triggers inflammation. So ginawa nila, tulong process, yung mga ganitong process, compromising our health for the sake of profit. So it's up to us. Although we have the options, but we must be informed about this. So as much as possible, let's go for vegetable oil. Let's disregard vegetable oil, but let's go to coconut oil at saka olive oil. Coconut oil, olive oil. Coconut oil, olive oil. So very, very simple lang. So these are the five food that you must avoid if you want to take good care of your health. We have here refined oils. Number four is alcohol. Last thing about alcohol pala. When your body is full of alcohol, your body will be in a catabolic mode or what we call the breaking down of muscle. When you are sleeping, okay, when you are sleeping, your body is releasing what we call anabolic hormones such as growth hormone, testosterone, at saka IGF-1 factor. So all those two will be disrupted if your body is full of alcohol. So instead of building up your muscle, your body is busy na to excrete at saka release yung alcohol out of your body because it's toxin in the very first place. So that's why if you're into muscle gain, you may want to check your alcohol consumption. Again, for some, they are very progressive when it comes to this. They will give you a plan like one drink a week, which I would say totally conservative in that sense. But of course, if you want to go full blow when it comes to your health, avoid at saka limit as much as possible yung alcohol natin na consumption. We have here processed meat. I mentioned kanina na we have hot dogs, chorizo, tocino, very popular sa Pilipino, no? Yung chorizo at tocino. So this has been used as a process to preserve shelf life. But of course, it could ruin lang yung health mo because it's highly inflammatory. Of course, we have your artificial trans fat in the form of vegetable oil. At saka here we also have refined sugar because it's it won't give you the kick of satisfaction. That's why you will crave for more. So limit this as much as possible. And before I dive into our question, for some of you, you might be needing some form of accountability when it comes to your meals, when it comes to your nutrients, at saka when it comes to your workout. Coach Nino, yours truly, is part of Worth the Gain Academy, and we offer one-on-one coaching. And with that one, you may want to avail of that program because we're opening our coaching program for all of you. So if you want to avail of our coaching program, so you don't want to go through yung trial and error, you may want to go dito sa Worth the Gain Academy natin. You may want to join this one. Also, I like to place this one sa chat natin. No? So, for some of you, you may want to avail of this sa comment section. Okay. If you want to join our coaching program, it's in the comment section. I just place it there sa comment section. worththegrind.academy.com. worththegrind.academy.com if you want to avail of our coaching program. I hope this helps you. And again, no, for some of you, if you want to have sense of adventure at saka challenge, I'm inviting you to our Spartan races. No, it's happening all over the country. Meron sa Cebu, meron sa Pampanga, and other places. Meron din sa Makati upcoming daw. So, if you are joining sa Spartan Race, if you want some dose of adventure at saka challenge, hit me, message nyo po ako so that we can, have fun at saka challenge ourselves as a group. Okay, I hope that's a great motivation for some of us, no? Hello to all of you sa mga live viewers natin. Hello to you, Ma'am Efrans Indaya. Kamusta po tayo, ma'am? Of course, we have here Janet Defensor. Hello, magandang gabi to you, Ma'am Mary Ann Leong. Watching from Boni, Mandaluyong. Ma'am Pia, kamusta yung weather dyan sa Mandaluyong? Ma'am Elizabeth Escobar, one of our modern adults. And hello to you, Ma'am Emma David, Ma'am Virginia Gagarin. Okay, Ma'am Blessy, blessed na blessed po kayo, Ma'am Blessy Fernandez. Wilfred, thank you for tagging your friend. Tony Bolivar, watching from Muntinlupa City. Ma'am Agnes, kamusta po kayo, ma'am? Genesis, watching from Tanawan Leyte. Kamusta? Watching from YouTube, ma'am, si Ma'am Genesis. Oh. Ma'am Fer Rosales, thank you for tagging your friend. We have here Ma'am Tess Gao. Kamusta? Good evening to you, ma'am. Ma'am Josie Cruz, kamusta? Watching from Tondo, Manila. Dory and Hugh. Hi, Coach. Napaka-cute ng dog mo po, ma'am. Ma'am Jocelyn Serrano. What about, as much as possible, ma'am, ha? If you can stick with coconut oil at saka olive oil, you're good. When it comes to palm oil, it has a degree of inflammatory na percentage. But as much as possible, let's go through the optimal, which is your coconut oil at saka your olive oil. For some, they would say sa low-carb community, they would go for palm oil, which is totally okay. But if you want to go strict when it comes to its properties, go for olive at saka coconut oil. I hope that's okay. Ma'am Camilo, Sir Camilo, watching from Lapu-Lapu City. Ma'am Jeanette Defensor, watching from Iloilo. Efrans Indaya, yes, there you have it. There you have it. Si Sir Sean Wen Zambrano, thank you for tagging your friends. Ma'am Rene Palishon, good evening po sa lahat. Yes. Ma'am Richie, of course, one of our dedicated students. And speaking of which, si Ma'am Richie, no? I like to feature Ma'am Richie dito sa community natin. And dito, as you can see, no, sa screen natin, I have featured here si Ma'am Richie Ligon because she finally achieved her ideal body composition. So nag-gain siya ng not just weight but muscle mass through right nutrition at saka right workout. So this one in the left, yung weight niya po is around 40 plus, around 45 something in kilograms. Yung nasa right is around 50 kilogram. So anong nangyari is not just about building her muscle, no, but it's about building her health at the same time. Kasi anong nangyari dito, in the left, meron po siyang concern sa varicose veins niya, yung ugat-ugat. Also, may concern din po siya dito sa cyst niya na na-develop sa arms at saka yung strength niya that was compromised because, of course, of low muscle mass at saka nag-skinny po siya. So, nangyari through right program at saka right accountability and through her dedication, she was able to gain muscle in a healthy way. So, Ma'am Richie, congratulations. And we're so proud of you because this is not easy, but you made it possible. Diba? So, all the best si Ma'am Richie sa mga lifestyle na you will continue still, no? So, hello. Sige, may question dito. Si Marcus Benequero. I hope I read it right. Okay lang po ba ang taho sa breakfast, coach? So, taho, generally speaking, is made of soy. Tama? So soy is inflammatory. So when you look at the list that we have, no, Dr. Grace Rojo would advocate this one as well. There's what we call the safe list, and Taho is not under safe list. So you may want to go for a healthier option such as meals that are dense in protein. So if you can go for meals na mataas sa protein, eggs, chicken, beef, or pork, go for that. That should be replenished first up in the morning. Sir Marcos, okay? Good evening to you, Apo, Alexandria, Tita Pressy. Kamusta po tayo, ma'am? God bless you too, Ma'am Pressy, Tita Pressy. Hello to you, Ma'am Sally Tirol, watching from Mactan, Cebu. Joanne, thank you for tagging your friend, Ma'am Lynn. We have here Ma'am Louie. Masabi all the best, Ma'am, sa muscle gain na journey nyo, because si Ma'am Louie actually nag-inquire kanina lang sa akin about the program. Okay. Ma'am Gemma Queenie, watching from Northern Samar. That's a good place. Jocelyn Serrano. Hello to you, ma'am. Of course, we have here Ma'am Sandra DM from Tarlac City. Nice. Yes po, ma'am. There you have it. Yeah. Watching from Hinigaran, Ilongga, si Ma'am Nelen Domingo. By the way, I'm from Bacolod City, no? Of course, most of our coaches dun sa low carb nandun din sa Bacolod. We have Coach Dan, Coach Justela, we have Coach Dan, Coach Gab, also Dr. Grace. The Rojo family is also there sa Bacolod, sa Negros Occidental. Si Dory Ann too. Yes, looking forward, ma'am, for your better version of yourself. No. Hello, ma'am. Liza Pizarra is one of our dedicated modern adults. As you can see, I always share ma'am Liza and tsaka yung results niya sa program. There you have it. Of course, we have here Ma'am Nelly Zambrano watching from Izulan, Sultan Kudarat. Kamusta ang weather natin dyan, ma'am? And of course, meron tayong question dito from Cortez. Okay lang po ba mag-continue ng fasting after workout for toning? Like if I exercise in the morning around 7 to 8, then possible po ba I break my fast around 2 p.m.? Okay, this is a good question. So, now, there's what we call anabolic window. Okay, let me place muna yung foundation. Anabolic window. When I say anabolic window, this is the time frame in which you should eat your protein so that it will build up your muscle. So marami po yung resources natin dito. Minsan confusing po siya. And the science is more leaning towards what we call the window na you must eat your protein within 2 hours after your workout. Kasi ang mangyayari kasi if it's too long, kasi hindi na replenish yung protein mo, your body instead of building it up, it will start to break down. So, if you feel after a workout, yung energy mo is depleted, you are not that energetic after an hour or two, I think it's not wise to prolong it pa. So, it would be best to eat your protein within 2 hours after workout. I think that's ideal and pretty safe. So, stick with that, and then of course, always make sure na yung energy mo is always gradual at saka high. Okay? Especially after workout, of course, some of us would be exhausted. No? So, replenish your protein at saka your electrolytes din. Okay? There you have it. Ma'am, I hope I answered your question, Ma'am Cortez. Ma'am Ramona, how many months workout to gain muscle weight? Well, that's a question that depends on your current state right now. So how many months yung you need to undergo for you to see results? I think the very first thing that you have to do is to develop habits muna with workouts at saka your meals. So let's stick with that. And then with, let's say yung body composition mo, let's say, kasi it depends kasi, but what if mataas yung body fat mo? What if overweight ka or maybe obese ka or too skinny ka? So it all depends. So usually for my students who are skinny, okay, those who are skinny, we're talking about those who are skinny, not overweight, okay, or obese. So skinny, usually I would give them around 6 months. 6 months for them to gain muscle. Okay, that's a very conservative way of looking at it. For some people, it would take a year. But I think it would be wise to stick first with habits. Develop habits first with workout at saka with your food at saka meal prep mo at the same time. Okay? Ma'am Ching Vicente is one of our dedicated students din. Hello to you, Ma'am Ching. Kamusta yung workout natin? Yes, ma'am. Thank you and God bless you too. And
No,
then
I
Ma'am
did not
Ramona,
raise.
hello to you. Welcome and happy to help all of you here. So there you have it. And again, if you
I
find value dito
I
sa
did
live
not
natin,
ask.
you may want to share this to
It's
your
okay.
friends and relatives so that we can reach more people, especially the 40s and above. Again, our mission is to help Filipinos, the 40s and above, that it's not too late to take back their health, to be strengthened, to improve their lifestyle so that they can serve more, they can experience more, and they can spend quality time with their family, with their friends, because that's what life is. If you're if you are strong, life is simpler. Okay? All the best po sa ating lahat. God bless you and happy lifting. See you po sa Thursday, the same time at 7 p.m. Bye-bye.